G'day, Steel Nation Australia. G'day, Steel Nation Worldwide, and g'day, Steel Nation Universe. G'day, guys. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Steel Nation Australia. This video today, I want to try and do. I've been thinking the last, maybe, a few days. I want to try and do like a segment, like a mailbag segment. If that makes sense. Like where this is just like pre-recorded. Won't be doing it live, but I want to make a segment if I can once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending how it flows, where you guys ask me questions and I answer the questions. So what I did today, I've got if you guys don't know, I've got on Steel Nation Australia on Facebook, we have over 600 people who support and like the page. And we have over 200 people in the group, Steelers Nation Australia, from the Facebook into the group as well. I was trying to think of avenues. How can I get feedback and how can I get questions, right? So this will be the very first episode doing this. And I've looked through the questions a little bit. I've only skimmed over them, so I haven't really thought about them. You're going to get my natural reaction to them. But if this goes well and we get a good view percentage and a good following on this, and you guys like it, then I want you to leave a question in the comments for next week. All right, leave a question in the comments for next week, but we'll jump into that at the end of the video. I thought about doing a Discord. Look, I don't know who would join the Discord, to be honest. It takes quite a lot of effort to do it. I already have the Facebook group page with over 200 people, so that's a good happy medium so far. I thought about using Twitter, but Twitter sucks. I can't fucking stand Twitter, to be honest. I fucking hate it. I hate Twitter so much. So I'm not a fan of using that to ask questions. My next goal, too, for the Pittsburgh Steelers page or the YouTube here is to get to 500 likes. The moment I get to 500 likes or subs, like 500 subs, if you haven't subbed yet and you do like the content, get me to 500 so I can do polls and questions on YouTube. I can write like a post like Facebook on YouTube. If I get to 500 subs, I can post things on YouTube and I can ask questions there and get feedback. That's what I want. I want feedback, right? I haven't really got an opportunity to get feedback from anywhere. Maybe, it's very hard to. The only feedback I get is through the comments. So once I get to 500, hopefully in the next few months, then shows like this, I can put out content and you guys can write or do polls, answer questions on that feedback. So YouTubers, in my situation, we want to go from 0 to 500 and 500 to 1K. That's what I've kind of learned. All right, but enough about that. Try and get me to 500, but basically I do want to make this a weekly thing if I can. So like a Steel Nation Australia mailbag segment where I haven't got any mail on me. I'm not carrying nothing, right? But we're going to answer some questions from Facebook, okay? And I've only scanned over these, but I'll try and do them in order as much as I can. All right. Some of these fellas, I will post this on Facebook as well. So I'll go from YouTube to Facebook and you'll see it. So I won't. I'll just say your name according to Facebook. I won't give out too many details. I don't really know where you guys live or anything like that. The first one I received today was from Edwin. Edwin on Facebook. They're all on Facebook. They're in the group, right? He said to me, "Were you a Steelers fan in the 70s?" And I was like, that was the first question I got. Were you a Steelers fan in the 70s? Straight away, no. I'm not. I was born in 1989. I started to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2004. That's when I really started to, become passionate about the team. So, yeah, I understand what you were doing there, Edward, mate. I understand you were trying to make a bit of a laugh. It's kind of funny. And that's why I like the group as well. He then went on to say, I think Edwin, you did have a question. Okay, I think his question was, he says, what, in my view, do Steelers need as a QB and other players' needs, right? So he's saying here, who do the Steelers need as QB and what are the other needs? Now, that's a big question. So I'm going to answer this short and sweet. The Steelers need a mobile quarterback. That's what they need. They need a mobile quarterback. They need someone to, in my opinion, I'm okay with Mason Rudolph right now. But they need someone to come into the offense and, at least kind of game manage. I think Mason can win us games for sure. There's no doubt about it. And he says and then what else? What other players do we need? Well, that's a big question. I think we need everything. I think we need middle linebacker. I think we need cornerback. I think we need defensive help. I think we need receiver. Man, you can go on and on and on. I think this whole team needs a reboot and a kick up the bum to say, hey, look, man, we are sick of losing. We're sick of losing the playoffs, and we need to start to do something better. But with your first question for the quarterback, right now I'm okay with Mason Rudolph. We'll see what happens. Do they bring in Jimmy? Do they bring in Carson Wentz? That's an opportunity as well. I don't know who they'll bring in. So thanks for your question there, Edward, mate. We'll go to the next one. All right, next question was from my mate. I can never pronounce your name, dude. I can never pronounce your name. Anaru Noble. I think I got that right. Anaru says, do you think we should be looking for a better O-line rather than looking for a QB? No point finding a great QB if we can't protect him. That's exactly right. That's the old Joey Bungle, the old Joey Burrow point. They go and get Joey Burrow, they can't protect him. You go and sign a young quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, can't protect him. You get a young quarterback like Zach. Is it Zach Ertz? Who's that? Who's that bloke? Who's that guy? Zach? No, it's not Zach Ertz. Who's the Jets quarterback? Hang on, let's do this one fly. Jets QB. Zach Wilson. You go and get Zach Wilson. Can't protect him. All right. I think what they'll do, to be honest, I think you'll go O-line over QB. I kind of think this year the Pittsburgh Steelers will just look. We're pretty boring sometimes. Like there will be speculation about getting all these quarterbacks, but what's probably going to happen, to be honest, is they'll probably just do Mason and Dwayne Haskins to fight it out for number one. And whoever's number one out of those two will be the quarterback. If Mason or Dwayne win the starting job, if the quarterback starts to struggle within like 6-7 games in, they'll play the other one. And when the other one starts to play, depending if they go good or bad or not, that might be the season. So say if Mason plays 6 games and he goes 2-4, they might pull him, put in Dwayne. Dwayne Haskins then might play 6 games to 12 to 8 games, and then he might play well, go bad, play well, and then they might bring back Mason to finish the year. They'll kind of do it how they did it with 2019. They'll probably do it like that. I don't think anything fancy happens. I think you've got to go O-line. I think the O-line needs to be boosted. I think you have Dan Moore, you have Kevin Dotson there on the left-hand side. Kendrick Green is developing into a center, but there was a bit of speculation about Green, but he needs a bit of help. He needs to get a bit more size. I wish him all the best if he can. Does Trey Turner return? I don't know if he returns at right guard. Right tackle with his Chooks there. Chooks might be back. It's a whole new O-line. It's a whole new O-line. So I think you've got to go for the draft. I think you need to go for a free agent and bring someone in. I can't name, off the top of my head, I can't name anyone who's a free agent, but you need someone better than what we had last year. It was just abysmal. You need Najee to get out there and start to run the ball, man. Like, we can't waste. People talk about wasting talent with AB and all those kind of blokes. Can't waste. We cannot waste Najee's talent. He's too good. He's too good of a football player. And he's going to be special if we can help him run the football and get 5 yards per carry or 4.5 yards per carry, get big runs, 20 yards, 30 yards. This team can be special if we help out Najee, that's for sure. My mate Glenn M says, how much would you pay to watch a MMA match between AB and Le'Veon Bell? You know what, man? I would probably pay, to be honest, not much. Probably $20. Not much, man. I wouldn't pay that much to watch them too. You know what I can't stop though is I have AB on my Instagram, but I still haven't unfollowed him yet. I haven't unfollowed him because he's like a train wreck. AB's like a train wreck. I can't look away. I saw him and Kanye West at the Super Bowl the other day, and they're just wearing the most ridiculous getup you've ever seen in your life. Like a balaclava over their head with certain different eyes, looking like he's a fly. They're a strange character, man. Money changes people, right? Money changes people for sure. Yeah, thanks, Glenn, man. I don't know. I'll tell you who would win. I reckon probably Le'Veon Bell would win, to be honest. I don't think AB is much of a fighter. He's talented. AB is very talented and, physically gifted, but I think Le'Veon would have more metal and grunt and he'd be a slugger. I think Bell would get him. He'd be shorter. I think Bell would get him on the ground game. Bell, if it was Bell versus AB, I think Bell would go for the legs and get him on the ground game and get him in like an arm bar or something like that behind his neck. And we'll go for the legs and, give him the sharpshooter. Next one. So you guys did pretty well. Thanks. You guys did really well for the questions too. It was fantastic, right? Was pretty impressed for everyone giving me questions on such short notice. So Andrew Noseguard says, where are you? He says, what are the advantages of keeping Butter as coach? Nah, man. Nah, I'm only joking. That was his original thingo. He says, sorry, that was meant to be Matt Canada. Some reason Butter came up as his predetermined text. What are the advantages of keeping Matt Canada as the OC coach? Well, that's very man. Why are you asking the hard questions? Shit. The advantages. I guess he knows the system because he's running the system. He's familiar with Claypool. He'll be familiar if Juju sticks around. He's familiar with Deontay. One advantage, he has Najee Harris. Give Najee the ball. He has Freiermuth too to work with. I think when he gets a younger QB who's going to be mobile, like what do you call it? Different to Ben, like even Mason can be mobile. Actually, anyone can be mobile besides Ben. So the advantages really would just be, second year in the system. I think it is second year in the system as OC. He still has Mike Tomlin in front of him. Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches to ever grace the sport. I think the advantage would be hopefully getting a mobile quarterback. To a certain extent, too, what if they went out and got Malik Willis at 20 or, someone like that could fall to 20? He might fall, right, after the other QBs might be picked up. If he falls that far, his whole playbook's going to change because we all know Ben couldn't do he couldn't do play action. Ben couldn't do flea flickers. He couldn't do that anymore. That wasn't his style of play. So it will be interesting. I think this year, if anyone's saying, I'll fire Matt Canada for last year, in my opinion and in my view, I think you have to take that with a grain of salt, see what he can do in 2022 with a whole new offensive outlook and a whole new QB and hopefully some better O-line play. We have such good players on this roster, but we're just not playing as a team. That's probably the biggest thing. Great question, though. Fantastic question. I think I have two more. Two more good ones, two more funny ones. So my mate Glenn Bright says, did we keep the receipt when we bought this current O-line so we can get a refund and buy a new one? He's asking half seriously, though, I agree with you. I don't know. I kind of think I miss the days of Ramon Foster. Is it Maurkice? What's his name? Maurkice Pouncey. That's right. Yeah, Pouncey. I think I'm thinking of his brother. Is it Maurice? Is it Maurice or Maurkice? You guys let me know. I'm thinking of his brother. Anyways, Pouncey was there at center. Foster, Big Al. Who else I didn't name? There was another bloke I'm missing. I'm missing one more. We had the O-line for 10 years. We had such a good O-line for so long. And now we have all new guys. Dan Moore's new left tackle. He was a third-round pick. We had Kevin Dotson. I think he was second-round pick, right? And we have Kendrick Green at center. And he didn't play too well last year, right? And Trey Turner came in from the Panthers, and he had a pretty rocky start, played okay, but he had some issues to do, early in the season. He got caught spitting on someone. That's horrible. You can't do that. But then near the end of the season, his leadership showed up and he told Claypool to stand up and play the damn ball. And Chooks has always been there. Chooks has always been at right tackle. We had Zach Banner. We paid Zach Banner money, but Zach Banner played like one snap. I don't know, man. Whew, we need some help there. We need some help. Okay, last question. I can't pronounce it. I'll try it. Lou Simoni from. They're all from Facebook. They're all in the Steelers Nation Facebook group. Why? This is an interesting question. He says, "Why should I continue paying for NFL Sunday ticket when the only reason I signed up with DirecTV was because we had just drafted Big Ben?" So you've had Sunday ticket for 18 years. I'll give you one reason, Lou. From memory, I think you're in America. I think you might be in Hawaii, but that could be someone else. I always get confused. I get confused where some people are. But Lou, man, I know you're in America. I know you're a good supporter of the channel. You're a good supporter of Steel Nation Australia on the group. You're fantastic, mate. I always appreciate your insights to do with the NFL. I love to see some when the Americans come into to the on the page, because it gives us, like me, Glenn, Australian, Andrew, another Glenn, and Anaru, like we're all Australians, and it gives us a good insight to what you see as an American while you're over there. But to your question, you've had DirecTV, I guess, for 18 years with Big Ben. The one thing I would buy the reason why I buy the Game Pass and the reason why I follow my Steelers is because of the defense. This year is going to be fantastic. The defense, bringing in Brian Flores now too, Terrell Austin too, as the defensive coordinator. Watching TJ Watt and Highsmith again. Hopefully Devin Bush is better. If we go out and get Devin Lloyd at number 20, that'd be fantastic. Minka, Terrell Edmonds, those fellas, we are going to have a good defense. Bringing back Alawalu too. I hope he comes back to help the middle of the field. Cameron Haywood, hopefully sign Joe. Maybe bring in a good free agent for cornerback. I would say just buy it because of the defense. We don't know who's going to be our QB, but what we do know is our defense is always fun to watch. It's just so fun to watch. Just to watch someone lay someone out. It's just amazing. But yeah, if you got money and time to no more Big Ben. It's the first year without Ben. If we were to sign, Malik Willis or a crazy quarterback like that, bringing Kenny Pickett, there's a reason. Yeah, so any one of those, I would say. But for me, like the reason why I love watching the Steelers play is the defense. The defense has always just been, Lawrence Timmons sacking someone, James Harrison sending someone to the dirt, or Troy Polamalu making a big play. Kiesel running away with the football for a 76-yard run touchdown. Yeah, man. William Gay picking off, I think he picked off 6 interceptions back in the day. Yeah, we need to get back to some winning football. That's what we need. We need to get back to winning football, and it starts with our defense. We can't let it up. We cannot let up what we've been doing. Hey, guys, that was it. That was our Steelers Nation Australia mailbag segment. I did like the questions. The questions were from the O-line. Some really funny ones in there too. Even the last one to do with like direct TV. That's out of left field. That was cool, man. So what I'm going to do now? If you guys make it to the end of the video, and I'll put the description in the title too. I want questions on this platform. I want comments. You can comment about what the video, how cool the video was. But I want questions for next week. Okay, I want questions for next week. So any questions you have about the NFL or the Steelers, because I know there's a lot of people who watch my channel who aren't Steeler fans. Any questions about the NFL or the Steelers, or if you've got the odd question about Australia, if you guys are from America, I'll answer them too. So pretty much, as long as it's not rude or anything or crude, anything like that, any Steeler questions, NFL questions, Australia questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll use those questions for next week's episode, and we'll keep snowballing this thing, and just keep having fun every single week. I do want to. This will be coming out on Australian Tuesday. What I wanted to do is hopefully come out in the future for American Sunday and Australian Monday. Right, that's the plan. I was a bit busy today, so I couldn't do it, but this is the first one. So yeah, leave the questions in the comments below, and that will be next week. I do want to say though, hopefully I want to do about 5 questions or 6 questions an episode. Pretty much one person per question. So if you're one person, just say one question. That'd be fantastic. You can have 2 in there maybe, but 1's enough, right? Depending how many we get. And 5 will make an episode, and we'll keep going and going and going. Also, look out, because in the future as well, I have another idea coming up to do with another podcast I might be producing, and getting to know some other NFL fans and content creators and people who have helped me out with the channel. I've got an idea that I think it's going to work. I think it's going to go kaboom. I really do. I'm pretty excited for this idea and how I'm going to do it. So yeah, leave the questions in for next week's segment with the mailbag segment, just to get to to understand what's happening in the NFL. Like, if you want to ask me about Russell Wilson, ask me about Aaron Rodgers, or who's going to be the number 1 draft pick. I want like any questions, any NFL questions. Steelers would be cool, but if you want to have an NFL question answered, I'll put my hand up. Put it in the comments and let me know. All right, guys. As always, it's going to be a big year. And here we go, Steelers. Here we